There is sound, but you can't hear it, man. You need like hypersonic sound to hear it. That's the other. That was you. Yeah, I was checking your account. Are you like a streamer or something? I don't remember playing you now. I mean, I remember saying, "Are you Dabo Pranich?" All right, Sumaher Enigma. Enigma is a new player. Yeah, that's not flying. Enigma's out. Pranav Chess is cool. Dabo and Sumaher. But Dabo, you're not a streamer or something from another site. Thinking of someone else. There was this other guy who played me a couple weeks ago, and I confused them with you. We played 4 months ago. Alright, no, I'm thinking of the other guy. What's his name? Doesn't matter. Alright, I'm ready to start. Are you ready? We're back. I suspect the problem is my USB ports. The latest problem was my USB ports. Gotta be driver related issues with USB ports, causing me no end of problems. And we're supposed to be playing Weird Wednesday, but I got off to a political start. Anyways, we'll just play the Grob. We're back. You need to get my girls all visas. Damn, dude. Wait, like your children or your girlfriends? What are we talking about here? You don't have any children, do you, Juicebox Wizard? And you have more than one girlfriend? Is that what you're saying? I need to get my girls all visas. You're gonna be like a pimp in Ecuador? The Bomb Cloud? I'm gonna bring my girls to Ecuador. Multiple girlfriends. It's cool. It's cool, whatever. The Grobe. I am not one to judge other people. Windows 11 fix everything. Alright, Asterbate says I need a new computer, but he's probably right. I mean, this computer wasn't meant to be... I bought this 2 years ago. It wasn't meant to be like, you know, my computer for 10 years, really. It's a very portable kind of laptop. No, net, whatever you call it. Netbook. Notebook. Whatever they call it now. It's like a notebook. It wasn't meant to be like a 10 years of my life computer. But it seems to have driver issues. I suspect it's the sound drivers, mic drivers, and USB drivers. Windows 11 will fix everything. Hopefully it fixes my computer so it just doesn't work anymore and I can buy a new one. It gives me a reason to buy a new one, is what I'm hoping. This has really been a good computer for a inexpensive notebook. But it's not ideal for streaming. I wanted something portable because I was traveling back and forth from the United States to Hungary to the United States to Hungary to the United States to Hungary, like constantly. And I hate lugging like a huge backpack with like a 50-pound laptop. So I bought something very, very light and portable. But you can't have everything. It's the English. The English of sorts. Okay, there's no reason to play. There's really no reason to play. Is E4 even a threat? Why don't I just play B4? I played the Grobe. What's up, Princess Chess? Good to see you. Still working? Princess Chess is like me. We just work all the time. All work and no play makes us dull people. Why can't we have everything? So now the threat of knight h4. That I don't really love, but maybe that's even not a big deal. You know, I'll just put my bishop on e4 or something. Yeah, like, I don't think I like that. Invasive knight on h4. Is it English or Grob? Groblish. You could install Linux on this old machine instead. Dude, I would have to like relearn my whole life. Can I bring my monitor bag into the cabin? What was it I wanted to take on the plane? Oh, you mean you're not allowed to take guns on the plane? Now that I don't travel anymore, you know, it's really, well, it's absolutely wonderful that I have a very mobile and compact notebook PC, because that's important. Since I'll never leave the European continent for the rest of my life. And I love how, speaking of politics again, I'm not going to get carried away with it, but after 2 years, finally, the United States is allowing Europeans to visit, to come back and visit. Vaccinated Europeans can visit the United States on a visa waiver or whatever, but now we have like the worst COVID outbreak again. That's how the political system is so efficient, you know. Now you're going to let Europeans come back, but we're literally having the worst outbreak ever. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe they should have let Europeans come back like a year and a half ago or something, while we had no COVID or very little. Now it's like kind of ironic. Whatever. So I'll never travel anywhere. I'm stuck here for the rest of my life. Frank Marshall started a game with 14 moves, got a winning position. Uber driver, what? Ah, I knew we were missing a word there. I knew we were missing something there. And it turns out that is true. Sumeher is slightly disoriented by the strange opening. I was supposed to be playing Weird Wednesday. I'm like raving about political stuff. I don't think I slept enough last night. I just remember wanting to take like some kind of tranquilizer or something, and I'm like, no, you can't. You'll become a drug addict. Some sort of sleeping pill, you know. I'm like, no, you can't take sleeping pills every night. Just live with it. So I'm just wondering why I'm so emotionally unstable this morning. C5. Back to the days of classical American cars. There's this weird 70s American car that's parked on the street next to mine. It's been there for like 5 years. It's like an SS, like a 70s, early 70s SS. It's in really bad condition. Parked on like the street adjacent to mine. It just sits there and like starts to rust. And I'm wondering, how the hell did this like 70s muscle car end up in like Budapest? I don't understand, but the poor car is like sitting there just collecting dust and rusting. It's probably a really rare mid-70s American car, and strange. All right. Cuba. It's just weird to see an American car, an old American car in Budapest. They must have been brought over, like, I mean, on a boat or something. I don't know. I guess they had them somewhere. Maybe you could get them in Germany or something in the 70s, but it would have been very, very rare in West Germany or something. I don't know what it is. I guess it's a... What is the SS? It's like a Chevy? I don't even know. Yeah, it looks like something from... What was that TV cop show? Maybe in England they built them. Hungary has, yeah, I mean, Ford. A Ford, maybe. Black's coming back here. I feel sorry, though, when I see that car. The SS is a Chevy. It makes me sad because it's, like, nostalgic. My dad had a... What was it? 65 Chevy Impala. And we sold it when I was, like, a teenager. And it broke my heart. I would, like, kill to have the car today. Yeah, Starsky and Hutch. That's what I was thinking of. What was the Starsky and Hutch car? But, I see this car, it's, like, totally neglected. It feels bad. So I can't ever castle. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm losing the thread. Where is the thread? We've got to do something. But this was not the original plan. Now I can't castle because I dropped... Oh, I could castle. My H-pawn was defended laterally. So much for that theory. There have been multiple losses against Sumaher lately. He seems to have reached a new level. Like... Speaking of progressives, Bishop e7, Queen e7, Knight takes d5. Give me that now. Making my making my h4 pawn great again. The h4 pawn is not under attack finally, so I can castle. Wow. He was interested in going after my f6 pawn. Not my e2. Maybe I should put my rook on the 7th. I've got nothing there, really. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Every time now. I just lose every time against him. Whoa. He just had me mated and let me away. I'm probably still mated. Dude, you played so well in pressure here, and I just lost. I played king g2 here and got mated. Like double blunder. This is really tough though. I mean, black has full compensation for the pawn down, and I'm in a lot of dangerous. Oh, it was a Ford Gran Torino. Right, right. This is a tricky position. I would have what? Yeah, I'm just lost. I'm getting mated now with bishop f3 check. He just takes my bishop and it's over. But he just didn't see it. But I panicked here. I didn't know what to play. I should have played rook c2. I didn't have the self-discipline to find that in time pressure. But I still think that black's holding on. He has enough compensation. This game was, yeah, I mean, it was bad. When we got in time pressure, it just melted down. Dabo. Political operative. We leave the politics when we get on the chessboard. I'm playing unusual openings. I'm supposed to play unusual openings. So I played the Grob. H6. Yeah. Okay. I played that once against somebody. I think I played G5 too. Stonewall attack. Stonewall attack always works. Especially against... Oh, you were inspired by the Grob. My Grobdom. Reverse Grob. It's a Borg. The Borg is fun. A Borg cube. Queen's Gambit. It's a standard Queen's Gambit. Chigorin. It's changing. The opening's changing every minute. What about CD5 here? CD5, Queen D5. CD5, Queen D5, Knight F3. I guess we go for it. Whoa, 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 whoa. CD5, Queen F3, blah, blah, blah. So what's Dabo's makeup? 2200 bullet, pretty good. 2200 rapid, pretty good. 2400, 30,000 blitz games. That's a lot of games. At least 3 plus 0. I only have 22,000. I think I just cracked 22,000 today. Late night. It's early morning. Late night for you. The Grob. Reverse Grob or Borg. Yeah, this is not good for black. But he was a good sport and played weird opening. I live in Hungary, man. I'm an American citizen living in Hungary. East Coast Hungary. I'm actually on the East Coast. That's true. Of the Duna. The Duna. Schieberspieler is West Coast. I literally live on the East Coast. Literally. Bishop f4. Knight g6, bishop e5 takes. Both my bishops are hanging. Is that a good thing? Bishop f4, knight g6, bishop e5. Bishop b5 right away. How's my Hungarian? I was invited by the mayor of Hungary, the mayor of Hungary, the mayor of Budapest, to be one of like 40 people to some kind of conferencia about Hungary and Europe or something like that. And I'm like, I would love to go, but frankly, I feel very self-conscious. My Hungarian is really not very good. And I mean, I'm like first grade level, you know, like lower. I'm like kindergarten level. Like literally, my Hungarian is kindergarten level. Um, I would be I'm very nervous and I feel uncomfortable in any kind of serious conversations. I'm just not talented for languages in the first place. But do I hang with Anna Rudolph? Anna Rudolph and I do not see each other. I'm not sure she really lives in Hungary, you know. The last time I saw her was like some tournament where she made an I am norm. She offered me a draw. I mean, I have nothing against Anna, but it was like kind of inappropriate. She like offered me a draw with black before the game. And I mean, I was drinking a lot and I wasn't serious and I was just, you know, like paid to play in the tournament. But still, you just don't do that. You know, you don't offer draws, like prearranged draws to higher rated players with the black pieces. You know, even if you're a really hot girl, um, it's just not something that you do, you know. So I was pissed, kind of pissed, and I declined, and I tried like very very hard to beat her, but I almost lost. In fact, I had a lost position, but she failed to win a winning king and pawn ending. It was kind of funny. Ironically, I tried to beat her, I almost lost, and then she can't win like a one king and pawn end game, and she still made an I am norm in that tournament. Maybe she even won the tournament, actually. I was just like, I was, I was playing a lot of poker. I wasn't seriously into chess back then. Um, but I have been contracted to play this tournament randomly. That was my last Anna Rudolph contact. Although we were always friendly to say hi to each other. I don't have anything against her. But I didn't appreciate that. You know, I'm a stickler for like stickler versus ass man. That was a pairing I saw the other day. I'm a stickler for honorable, you know, conduct and sort of um, the rules of the game, you know, that are unwritten. You don't offer draws higher rated players when you're black, especially before the game. The Gotthard Hotel. That wasn't Schieberspieler territory. That was Western Hungary. Chess etiquette. Thank you, WJ Liv. Yeah, I would never do that. Like, I would never ever offer a draw to a higher rated player pre-game. You know, it's technically illegal, but okay. People look the other way. But you definitely don't do it with black. Like, with white, it's okay. You know, you've got white. It's done, you know. You don't go offering draws with the black pieces. It's very bad etiquette. So I was kind of insulted, and I tried to beat her. But it almost backfired. Maybe that was her game plan. I don't know, man. It's kind of, you know, there was an article in New in Chess years ago by Alex Yermolinsky about the art of the draw offer or whatever. Maybe she knew I would decline the draw and like she just did it to incense me or something. That would be a smart play. I never thought of that until now, you know. Honestly, like I lost a couple games. I was playing badly. I was drinking a lot and I wasn't that serious. And she probably figured like, what do I care? But she actually, you know, I probably would have accepted a draw had she not offered a draw like before the game. You know, honestly, if we just like went to the board normally and started to play, and she was like polite and then offered a draw, maybe in, you know, after 20 moves or something, I'm fine with it, you know. But she actually might have set me off. I was playing like a maniac though. I was really like, and not only that game, but what happened was the first round I lost this winning position against Baratoshi. I was like late to the game in the first round. I lost the winning position, and then I just went on tilt. Like the next game, I went completely berserk against another kid. It was me versus like 11 kids and like one old man or something. That was no, it was me, 9 kids and like 2 old men. That was the field, and basically, I lost rating points. It was not one of my better efforts. That was the tournament where I quit smoking after that. I remember that was the last tournament where I was smoking. I remember buying cigarettes in the store there. There was the last tournament where I literally like, would go outside to smoke during my games and stuff. Acerbate. Asprey knows about that. Whoa, I have bishop takes a6. I'm so sharp tactically. He's just chilling with the knight on a7 there. Nice. You'd be hard pressed to show up for a chess game if you can't smoke. Dude, they banned smoking at the board in the 70s or like early 80s or something. I remember in 1990 when you could smoke on Aeroflot. That was my first international flight. I miss smoking on Amtrak. Alright. So what are we doing here? Wow. Queen e4. Queen c4. Seriously? Finally got him. Oh, peace. I'm having trouble concentrating today. Definitely need to increase my drug intake. That tournament was exactly 11 years ago. And that was the end of my professional career. I would say the unofficial end of my professional playing career. Prana of chess. I didn't play much. But I was looking back at things. I forgot a lot of tournaments I played in. Um, I actually, around that time, that was 2010 when I played those guys. And a whole generation of Hungarian chess players. When do I have to leave? We have an hour. I noticed when I went back through FIDE, there was all these tournaments I forgot I played. Thanks, Dabo. I have a really poor memory for stuff I've played in, and I totally forgot a lot of games and tournaments I played in. It's really scary. This looks like an Asterbate style Vienna game. But what about this pawn on e5? Maybe it's not that bad for white. Not that bad. I can play queen d5, bishop f4. Queen d5, bishop f4, knight c6. I think this is interesting. Did you ever play in a tournament that allowed smoking? No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I went on an airplane that allowed smoking in 90. But I've never been in a tournament where it was like banned by the International Chess Federation. You know, at some point in the 80s, in the early 80s, I guess, right before I don't know, when exactly smoking was banned. You see all these photos of people, and I mean, I remember at the chess club where I grew up and started playing, they still had like ashtrays in the closet where they used to put out, you know what I mean? It was like that recent that they still had their ashtrays from when you were allowed to smoke while you played. But I've never literally been to a chess club or formal chess event where smoking was allowed. Yeah, this is bad for white. Structurally in trouble. Overextended. I mean, that's the idea of the Alyakin's defense in the first place, right? I guess white could defend this, though. He's not necessarily lost. It's defensible. What is Sema or Sema, Asterbate? Do they still have like cigar bars in Boston, Uber driver? They used to have cigar bars. Is that still a thing? Man, you should come to Hungary. Everybody smokes here. Like, every person on the street is smoking. Like, 90%. It's really hard when you're, like, a former smoker to, like, you know, you just don't want to think about it. It's a car show. Brace Schuler. I mostly suck at chess. Once in a while, I can be brilliant. I don't know theory. Theory is boring. I like being creative too. I'm a good smoker though. I used to be a good smoker. I found it made me nervous though. A lot of people claim like smoking relaxes them. Dude, everybody in Hungary smokes. I read somewhere like a long time ago that Italy had the highest percentage of smokers. But man, I don't know. I mean, Hungary's got to be up there. I mean, literally, like, everybody on the street is smoking. Everybody. Despite the fact that they're expensive and the government has a monopoly on selling cigarettes here. Dude, everybody smokes. It's crazy. There's more smokers than there used to be, it seems like 10 years ago. I swear there's more smokers now than there were, like, when I quit in 2010. It's insane. Pranav chess. Very solid. Hungary has to be top 2 or 3 in the EU for smoking. I just don't like when people like vape and they like vape and they like blow out those huge clouds of vape. I'm like, dude, that's disgusting. It's worse than cigarettes, man. And this other guy was vaping at this poker game I'm playing in. The vape smells worse than cigarettes, like way worse. It's like disgusting. I'd rather people just smoke than those vape cigarettes are awful. There's this like crappy smell. You quit for the 100th time? I quit twice. I'm a good quitter. I'm a professional quitter. It only took twice. I quit for like 2 years and then I moved to Hungary and started again. And then I quit permanently after like another 5 years of resurgent smoking. I had to re-quit after moving to Hungary, which is understandable. All right. But I just found it made me nervous. I don't have a good tolerance for stimulants. I don't do like energy drinks or stuff like that. I never should have started smoking. You don't want to be nervous when you're like a chess player. I mean, chess already makes me nervous. I don't need like an artificial stimulant to make me more nervous. Maybe this is secretly... Nah, it can't be. Rehab is for quitters. Classic. So what do I do here? Rook a5. I think this is a winning position, but it's going to take some work. Chess enhancing drug. Strongly tempted to play f5 here. It's probably okay. Looks a little odd in a way, but I think it's good. We have massive control of the center now. It might be hard to break through though. King position. He's getting rather spatially constricted. B5. What I find disturbing about this guy is the time situation. I'm just slow. It's not that he's fast, right? I mean, there's a difference. Oh no, he did that. That was not a good idea. He meant to play the other piece there. King e3, not rook e3. You know, it wasn't that easy to win after king e3. I imagine I am winning, though. There were ways to mess this up, though. It wasn't so easy. Whoop. Dude, start a research company. You are a clock punching monkey. You know, I mean, to prove my thesis that bullet chess is a waste of time, you could probably teach monkeys to play bullet chess, you know, at a fairly high level. Speaking of a research project, there you go. Your new research project is teaching bullet chess to monkeys. Just to prove that it's really not chess. We could probably get monkeys. You can probably get monkeys to like 2300 level in bullet. Because all they'd have to do is just like move real fast and not get mated. Teach them to like keep their king on the other side of the board or something. You could teach them some very, very basic schematic. I'm obviously saying this with a little bit of sarcasm. We could probably get them to 800 in bullet. Alright. Perez 12 will be on hold as we play our subscriber and VIP Morales. Game number... Damn, dude. It's still game number 295 only? Now Morales is gone. Facetiously suggesting that we teach bullet chess to monkeys. It'll be great content for Eric Rosen or someone like that for their YouTube channel. Following Magnus Carlsen versus the monkey. Man, that's disgusting. Like yesterday, some people, streamers that I won't name, the Magnus Carlsen watch stream or whatever. That's so pathetic. I can't even begin to say how disgusting it is. Like you're trying to profitize like watching Magnus Carlsen play, you know? Why don't you accept me? Because you're not a subscriber, and I take the subscribers first. This gentleman has played me 395 games, and he's also an active subscriber to my stream. Do you guys sail at all? We guys? Beach monkeys near your house? I think they'd be good at bullet. Yeah, they can argue they provide, but it's sort of like blatantly profiting off of someone else. It's Hikaru used to get annoyed by people making YouTube videos about his Blitz games, and I can understand that, you know. I'm ranting again. You know, it's a philosophical argument. I just they're not interested in teaching people chess. They're just using Magnus Carlsen's name to have more viewers for their YouTube channel. It's sort of gross. Yeah. Magnus Carlsen watch stream. I don't even get into like how useless it is to like try to annotate bullet games. Like here, Magnus just dropped a piece against his opponent. Watch, kids, as they blunder back and forth, playing garbage moves while punching the clock like an animal. I just want to play real chess, and Morales here and I stumbling into line that I've probably played long ago against him. I'm like in a dream state right now. This is the classic. I probably had this position with black. I remember beating Tom Bartel once on my stream. We have sailing here in Hungary, actually. Lake Balaton. They have a big, I mean, for a landlocked country, it's funny that they have a sailing, fairly avid sailing base. I told the story how a very good friend of mine, like, you have to get a sailing license, you have to like get a doctor's, you have to be evaluated by like a doctor, and it's like a serious sport. And my friend found out he had like a heart condition when he like routinely went to the doctor to get approved for sailing, to do sailing. He had to have like heart surgery. He's fine now, but it was like ironic that he only found out he had a heart problem because of the going to get checked for sailing. He would have had no clue. Yeah, it's fortunate. It's funny, like, they make you get a doctor's note to go to get my. I had to go to get a doctor's note to get my driver's license. And the irony is, when you go to the doctor here to get your driver's license approved, they don't check your eyesight. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, the only thing in America they care about is like if you can see right, you know. And the doctor doesn't even do like an eye exam. They're checking like your heart and your blood pressure and stuff. It's sort of ridiculous. Oh, guys, what do we do here? I just applied for my first Hungarian driver's license. Why is there a rook on a6? This is a classic move, man. It's one of the most famous rook lifts in the history of chess. They don't want you to have a heart attack after failing to see a bunch of pedestrians. I mean, far more people are injured because of failing eyesight by drivers than drivers having heart attacks, obviously. Um, Obviously, it can happen, but statistical chances are much more likely. You're simply like, you can't see, or what, you're half blind. I just thought that was very funny. Well, my blood pressure is alright. Now I can get my driver's license. My lungs sound good. I'm just waiting for them to like check my eyesight, which I'm a little bit worried about. I think my distance vision isn't too bad. Juicebox Wizard, how does it work? Do you have an international driver's license or something? By the way, or you just don't need one, right? Most foreign countries will accept a U.S. driver's license, but mine is expiring. I have to find out about getting a international driver's license. I think like foreign. Does anybody else know? I think foreign drivers in the U.S. have to have like some sort of international driver's permit you have to apply for. I'm not sure. It's just like a formality. Like, you can't just straight up go to the United States and drive on your Hungarian driver's license. I'm not sure. You have to have the international permit. They take Uber. I like this, man. That's the first time I ever saw anyone maneuver Bishop B8 in the booty pest. Here it comes. Now we're in trouble. Knight F5. Man. Oh, I have Rook D4. Ooh, that's a good thing. What brought me to Hungary? Chess. Ding, ding, ding. We had the #1 question. Family Feud. What's the #1 question people ask on this stream? Survey says, why do you live in Hungary? Okay, what's up here? There's nothing special. Just chilling. I like the food. I came to play chess and then I stayed so I could play online poker. Bray Schuler just subscribed for 3 months. You subscribed for 3 months now. The fruit soup. You like the cold cherry soup? Very classic summer dish. The #1 question is, can you accept my challenge, please? GM Sean, like, your challenge has to be visible for me to accept it. I hope you understand that, right? You probably can't see your own challenge. Literally, it wasn't visible. Cold fruit soups are very popular here in the summer only. But the best is the cherry soup. And the most common. It's a little weird, you know. But I guess Mexico has like gazpacho. That wasn't a question? That was the question. What? What? What are we even talking about anymore? Look at this. My rook has an outpost. I did that once with black in a Karakan Panov a couple of years ago. Rook f5 outpost. He never even bothered to defend his a5 pawn. He's like, screw that. I don't have time to defend any stinking a5 pawn. He doesn't do defense. Only attack. But you just pop in once in a while. Right, right, right. Okay. Migratory birds. Birds is the words. I don't know, I'm just saying like random words. Helps me concentrate and relax. Picture yourself on a relaxing beach. I like the bishop on b8 though. He's a classic. Like dissing his f5. Oh no, the pre-move. He pre-moved. Haha. Pre-mover. That's what you get for pre-moving. Pre-moving in increment. 5 plus 3. That was game. No look, no pre-moves. Did I pre-move? I don't remember. I rarely do pre-moves because I don't play 1 minute chess. Cherry Soup sounds really good. Medleves, it's called. Sieberspieler was on earlier commenting on my Hungarian. I'm talking about teaching people how to pronounce Hungarian. Alright, Cheesemate. Perez was like, why can't I play? Sean, your challenge is not there. I can't click a challenge that isn't there. Cheesemate's challenge is there. He's a subscriber to the stream. Perez will wait until there's no more subscribers. When you were winning, when you were going to earn a pawn. Yeah, I like how you never even defended your a5 pawn. You just ignored that completely. Who cares? I just like didn't even. I threatened it and I didn't even take it. You never gave me time to take it. I wasn't asking. That was the most common question. Oh, I get it now. Sorry, I didn't get it. I get it, I get it. Now I get it. It didn't even take the second time you said it. I'm telling you, this is my new anti-Sicilian. The other possibilities are a4 and g4. Uber driver promoting. This is a novelty. Serious novelty. He's turning into the Scandinavian. Do I want to open the game here? How can I make h4 great again? Maybe like a Caro-Kann. It's a bad Caro-Kann advance though. Yeah, I kind of like his move. He opens the game and it says like And his point is that h4. Oh, even better. Knight f6. Nice. Nice, nice. So how does h4 fit into this? It's just a lobster. I'm really playing garbage here. Abbey Road. The Abbey Road Blitz Tournament. Well, I mean, do you know how many games I've played like this with white? Like, between 2009 and 2015? Probably thousands. I would just play h4, h5 every single game. I'm an expert at that. I'm like literally an expert. It's very disheartening for people when you do stuff like this. You know, they're like, they melt down. 2200s become like drooling beginners. D3 is probably not a great move, but it's okay. I mean, I probably shouldn't have blocked this bishop in, but maybe I should play for G3. The Lobster. Ginger is happy when the H-pawn, Harry. You know about Harry? He's defending his pawn. How dare you? Larry the Lobster. Wait. Larry's not a pawn. We need to make the board bigger so Larry becomes a pawn. Larry the Lazy Lobster. I like this move, Queen d6. That's a chunky move. Queen d6 is a chonker. A lot of people, even good players, will sometimes like h6, g6. Is there some sort of tactical trick here? Why don't I go to a3? What pawn? I'm just playing for pawn structure. I don't count the pawns. Yeah, we need a 12 by 12 board for Larry. Larry the L pawn. They have that in checkers, right? You can play different size boards for checkers. LeeDrafts.com. I mean, .org, duh. But, what's the official, like, drafts board size? 8 by 8? Larry the L pawn. I didn't mean to get this crazy. I normally don't play the Lobster, you know, as a serious attempt on Wednesdays. The Lobster is strictly reserved as a tilt opening that I play when I'm not serious about chess. Okay. Yes? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? You want to hurt me. Why? Nine by 9 is standard. So I'm going to go here. Just kidding. You know what I've done to people, though? Like, anybody else who's a tournament player, does anybody ever, let's say, will anyone here admit to trolling your opponents? Like, honestly, I would normally not do this against someone who I respected. But if someone I didn't like for some reason, or even on occasion just for fun. I've done it to innocent people, I admit. Like, it's really funny to like pick up a piece and you see like there's like a horrible blunder that loses a piece. Like, I totally admit to doing this. It just came in my mind. You have like you touch a piece, you move it, and if you make a terrible blunder, like you lose the game instantly. But there's like maybe another move of the same piece that's like crushing. You know, so if you find yourself in that situation, you troll the opponent by like picking up the piece and like moving it over the losing square and like looking at them and smiling and then like putting it on the correct square that like wins the game. You know, I mean, this is like real life over the board like trolling advice. It's extremely like devastating psychologically. Yeah, but I mean, bullet chess is not. I don't know if this is a good move objectively. You hover it in the losing square and then play the winning move subsequently. But you've got to like make eye contact with the opponent. It's sort of smile while you crush them. But again, I wouldn't do that to someone who was normal. You know, if they were like someone I really disliked for some specific reason or something, you know. Rook takes h6, bishop h6, queen h5 check. Eh, it's a little early. Black seems discombobulated here. Like the other day, I think I had a chance to do that, but I decided against it. It was entering my mind at some point in my last game for some reason. Now I don't remember what happened. This game is not to be taken lightly though. Cheesemate is still alive here. Hmm. Okay, it's just a King's Indian, you know. Once you've played the King's Indian enough, one King's Indian, all King's Indians are King's Indians. Just another King's Indian. Man, I almost saw my queen. Our pieces are good though. I have queen f3. There's no mate. He does have a check. Hopefully that's nothing. I probably missed something better, but I'm not really focusing well. The lobster attack. The lobster variation. There's no games with this, I assume. No games found. We invented a new system. But I like his reaction. Opening the center. Computer gave that a dubious. Really? Wow. Maybe you should play knight f6. What about that? Computer doesn't think that's clear either. I wonder if this is inaccurate. Wow. Takes, knight f6. I think it's fine for black. He got pitched by the lobster. There was this saddest thing I ever saw, right? One of the saddest things I've ever seen was this bar in downtown Boston on Boylston Street where it's really perverse. They had this thing, like a claw machine. I felt so bad. Like, there were these lobsters in this claw machine, and you would, like, put money in and, like, take your lobster, and I guess they would, like, cook it or something. But something about that seems so cruel. I always wanted to get revenge for all the lobsters in the claw machine, you know? We got time for another game or two. GM Sean. If you don't get to play, come by on Friday. Friday's open challenge, open mic night. Cheesemate, everyone loses their first lobster. But you know, it's hard to keep your with the weird openings, really weird openings like that. I've been doing that forever. It's hard to keep your sort of focus when you're in a strange place. Although I thought at some point you were coming back there. Maybe you have to play h6. Even that. I thought even queen d6 was reasonable. But you have to be very careful about your king position. Like, where's your king going? I assumed you were in a castle queen side. So I'm supposed to play weird openings here, but we're headed back to a normal opening. Let's try something. No h4 this time. Delayed Grob. The open Sicilian Grob variation. I have this thing for g4 h4 today. He's definitely out of book now. The Grobster. Queen c7. But I'm bringing this fianchetto to power on the diagonal. The Grobagonal. Extended fianchetto. Knight f6 kind of loses its swing here. Knight f6, g5, knight e4, bishop e4, queen e5. So black's reacted kind of passively. This is probably like transposing into a real variation now. This is like a Shirov pseudo-Kiri's attack. I almost lost to Edward Gufeld once in a setup like this with black. Almost, but no cigar. So black's reaction is now quite passive. Instinctively, my reaction would be like, cheesemate, try to be active. When there's a flank attack, you want to try to punish it, right? By being active in the center. Classic chess principle. Cheesemate's principle was good. Should be good. Now black has a passive carries attack. We're getting real close. Actually, Goofal didn't play... What did he do? He didn't play f4 against me. Maybe later. I don't know if this is actually that good here. I wonder if bishop e3 is a mistake-o. It's very possible this is an inaccuracy. But I want to move my queen. How else can I move my queen? Now there's the diagonal. No big deal. Basically transitioning to a normal looking carries attack. I remember getting slaughtered by Alex Ivanov. Positions like this a couple times. I mean, f5. It's hard to recover from that. I thought like early on he could have played knight a5. Maybe try to go for knight c4. Knight takes d4. Queen d4. Or bishop d4. We had a subscription earlier. Thanks for resubbing from Brace Schuler. This looks like a very bad idea. Taking on f5, allowing me into d5 here? Really? That sort of feels like probably the worst thing he can do. I mean, he leaves a huge weakness on the d5 square. Possibly black's worst move. But even having said that, I'm not sure how to play. I mean, this is hard to resist. If I take with a knight on f5, he's just sort of hanging on. But taking with the pawn looks more dangerous because I have ideas of f6. Like, black normally doesn't want to do this. He wants to keep the pawns like this and keep control of all the central squares. So if I were black here, I would exchange on d4 and then pray. Pray to survive. Knight takes f5, castles. Black. Man, I have a really interesting move there, but it's a good question. Man, knight takes f5, castles, bishop d4. How does he respond to that? Knight f5, castles, bishop d4, knight on d e5. Actually looks like, dude, how does he not lose material here? I don't see how he doesn't lose material here. I guess he has to play g6. That looks horrible too, though. Because my plan was to play pawn takes, but actually I don't see an answer. I mean, probably black's lost in either case. This is really bad. I guess he could play bishop f8 and just go back to f8. Now I think you should try g6 probably. Rather than trying to defend g6, he should just push that forward. Kick my knight out of there. And I didn't see a move for black here. He's like losing a piece. It's kind of funny. It's a funny way to lose a piece. Funny for me. Not funny for him. Did we already play GM, Sean? Yeah, alright. Last game. I've only got time for one last game here. Perez has been waiting as a non-subscriber. But I think that black has to react more directly to that g4. You have to do a central strike. So, or at least play in the center more quickly. Your reaction, Sean Pinto, was to... I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Routine. So I played h4 earlier. Now g4 would transpose. Of course, g3 is a standard move. We're experimenting with new ideas in the Sicilian. I like this. This looks... Okay, d6 looks reasonable. Grobovich. Gary Grobovich. Overprotecting my g4. I don't know about this. But my big idea, of course, is to play h4 here. I don't know if d5 after g4 is okay or not, but you have to at least consider it. Now he's reacting. That's a good sign that black's reacting kind of passively there, I guess. We want him to react passively against our unsound setup. Of course, he is 936, 1495, 1438 in rapid, much higher. It's a solid rapid rating. h6 is a very mature move by black. Not necessarily would expect that from a 400. Sorry, a 900. He has 4 minutes, and I started to think 400. A 900 player, or 1400. He's not a 400. I never played a 400. Apart from direct mistakes, there's nothing more ruinous than routine play. The aim, which is mechanical development. Alexei Swayton, who I'm a big fan of. His book, you know, Modern Chess Opening Theory, was very influential on me. I actually played in the Hastings Challengers when Swayton was still alive. I'll always remember how he played the black side of a Spanish Berlin with Lasker's variation. He was really old, in the 70s at least. He played a Spanish Berlin with knight c5 b7, which is like a totally forgotten variation that no one plays. I thought that was pretty cool. He was a renowned expert on the Spanish and wrote, you know, maybe the most famous book ever on the Spanish game that was published originally first in Russian and then of course translated to every other language. He wrote the first really, I would say, super complete book on Spanish. Alright, so what's up here? He's going for like bishop e5, some kind of spicy counterattack. Not a big deal, but I'll keep it in mind. Knight f3 looks like, you know, I don't know. This knight on d4 is extremely strong. Black doesn't seem like a 936. We can say that for sure. He didn't wait here for, 30 minutes to play like a 936. I mean, there's a lot of things I can do. White is better, but this knight on d4 is extremely annoying. So bishop takes g4 is not on. He can do knight e2, queen e2, bishop takes g4. No, it's possible that's just fine for black. I'm just bothered by this knight on d4. I can't live with it there forever. So he's going for the pawn, but at least this mobilizes my development a bit. I mean, whoa, where did that come from? I mean, I think he has to play bishop takes g4, and the position is not that clear. I mean, frankly, I don't know who's better after bishop takes g4. Maybe black's even better. e5 looks like a major mistake. And even there, it's still not that easy for me. White has more space, but hard to break down. I mean, it's important that he has a bad piece, the bishop on g7. But am I going to be able to break in, Not necessarily. He might build a fortress his way to a draw or something. This is definitely suspect. Inviting me into d5. We might have some sort of tactics. Like d4, give up the pawn. I've got to go. Modern Chess Opening Theory. Soft bees. I think I have like 3 copies. New is $230 US. Dude, it hasn't been published in like 20 years or more. It probably hasn't been published in 30 years. So I assume new is expensive. It'd be hard to come by a new copy of that book. Literally. You could sacrifice a piece here for fun. But we don't want to do that. I mean, that's a bad influence. Black's only move is knight f6. Only and best. Now my g4 is dropping. Not sure that's good for him though. Alright. He went for it. I think a mistake. Black should eliminate the knight on d5 and try to hold a draw by locking the position. Now it's not locked, and I'm going to castle queenside. I have protected pass pawn on f5. First time chat. Nikita, thanks for joining us, but I gotta go. I would take your challenge otherwise, if it had been a little earlier. But unfortunately, I don't have time. I have to leave in 3 minutes. Join us on Friday at the same time, and I will accept your challenge. Black here has capitulated and lost a piece. Rook takes check, queen h5, winning material. 5+3 is fun. Yeah, I agree. I like this time control. Before I started streaming, I never used to play with increment, but it's good for the audience to have time to talk about the games. I think it's absurd to commentate like fast games. Now, how do you avert mate here? He has an aversion to mate. There you go. Ask a question, get an answer. He found a way to avert mate. Good answer. And now, the Acer mate. b4, b5. And my biggest threat is, of course, 97. It's a matter of time. It is only a matter of time. He yields all his material. White is starting mate in 2. Queen a6. No. Mate in 1. Make it mate in 1. Alright guys, thanks for playing. I can't take that last challenge, I gotta go. It's been my pleasure. Thanks for tolerating my political rants and betting advice. We'll be back on Thursday night. Don't forget to submit games. If you are a subscriber to my stream, which hopefully you are, please feel free to submit a game for Thursday night's analysis stream. Astrobate just got his game in. Thanks again for everyone for being subscribers, and I will see you. We'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.